Hello everybody and welcome to LPR. We are here today. I'm going to turn down the audio because that is pretty loud. We are here for the Italian Grand Prix here in LPR. Let me get my statistics up on my phone so I can give you some statistics, because who doesn't need their statistics? Where's the audio settings? Put it down to 4 just because it does seem a little louder to the last time when it comes. Just need to get the database up. Already got some drivers out on track, which is good to see. Hopefully it's going to be a good qualifying session. Cam Rules has already retired in the session. He is, for some reason, selected Inters, so I'm not sure what's happened to him. I believe he's probably done that on purpose. He does like to start from the back of the grid. He gets cleaner racing sometimes. I can understand it. So we have Monza, Italy. It is a 5.793 kilometer track. 27 laps will be done tonight. 11 corners. It is a clockwise track with 156.411 kilometer thing. So 121.0 is the fastest lap ever done in real life F1. I expect to see that being beaten, and it is the fastest track in the whole calendar, I believe, with a 257.3 kilometers per hour, your average speed. It is called the Temple of Speed for a reason. What else do we have? It's the C4, the C3, the C2 tyres. Mediums being 10/10 off, and the hards being 1 second off. With the softs lasting 13 laps, mediums lasting 17, and the hards making 21 laps. So realistically, it should be around a soft medium, I reckon. Or this says apparently a soft medium. Softs for 11 laps, mediums for 16 laps. A 23.5 second pit stop. So yeah, as you can see here, Arthur, at the moment, our quickest driver in the session already, at 121.3. We've got VR Alpha, who, quote unquote, said, "I have a stable setup to me" in the party earlier. He said, I have a stable setup, and, well, he's gone round in turn 1, so how stable that setup is, as it stands, it doesn't look very stable to me. However, we will see how Alpha does. I would rather call him Alpha Tech, just bear in mind it's the same person. Funky Fox is now quickest, 120.4. So I believe that is much quicker than Rubens Barrichello's quickest lap time, therefore. He has already smashed the world record, pretty much. New Zealand Cam goes in second. Bowers, 121.2. LR Delta right behind, only about 50 milliseconds behind Bowers. Bear in mind, Arthur is down in P5 behind his teammate at the moment, so that's interesting. We got Vessia. Let's see how he does on his lap. We'll watch on board with him now. I think actually he might not be on a lap, though he isn't. Okay, we'll find someone else. We've got Pim. I did have a little bit of a moan on last stream about him getting out of the way. I did a race with him last weekend, and he was much better, so I hope that it will be better this season. Well, this race weekend as well. So here, Pim goes to start his lap then. As we go into turn 1, decent brakes. Could have taken that curb much wider. Bit sloppy turn 1 and 2, but we move forwards. Going into turn 3, turn 4-ish, isn't it really? It's a corner, so I'd say turn 3. TKM King, by the way, goes up to 120.8 on mediums. Going into turn 5. could take much more speed going through there. However, it is what it is, going through turn 7. Oh, he's invalidated. That is his lap over. Wasn't looking the best anyway, but it wasn't looking the worst either, so can't judge it too much. We've got Arthur out on another outlap, so we'll hopefully be seeing him. He's on the softs now, so I expect to see him maybe be near around Cam's or King's lap time. Sorry, I've got a really bad stomach ache and cough with it, so yeah. With Jono on a lap, let's go on board with him. He's invalidated. Don't know how he's invalidated. It's not exactly a massive corner cutting track, but it is what it is. Let's push on board with Arthur as he goes into turn 1. Could take a little more curb, but much better and cleaner as Pim's were. As we go through to turn 3, and then technically turn 4. I don't really know how they count the corners around here. Going up to turn 5, sector 1 split, fastest so far by 2/10. Turn 5, and then turn 6. Could have been a bit quicker, but not massively slow. Going into turn 7, this is where Pim invalidated. He keeps it on the road this time. Going through to turn 8, clips the apex nicely, and now we go to the long run. Technically where turn 9 is now, as this is also a corner. I think there's only 11 corners around here, so I don't know how this works. Going through, I'm presuming turn 9. And then 10, and then 11, I think I've miscounted somewhere. Or I'm just being stupid. I'm going to double check now, because it's going to annoy me. It's going through turn 13. Could have taken that a bit, I think got a bit squirmish on the throttle there. It's going to be a 1:20.0 though, fastest of the session so far. So, we've now got 100 pulse there. To bear in mind, Funky Fox set his lap on the mediums. It's on mediums again, he is. Interesting. There's 11 corners, so I don't understand where I've gone wrong here. I'm just going to count every corner as straight now. Watch on board with Funky Fox then, who decides to come into the pits before him starting, and he's hit the pit board. That is going to annoy a lot of drivers who are now going to accidentally speed into the pits. Let's go on board with Carrot Finger. Now, we know this guy is very quick as he goes, I'm going to say turn 3, he's gone very strange lines. Is he on wheel? I wonder if he's on wheel. Let's see. Going into turn 4, and he's corner cutted. That is controller as well, so I don't know what he's doing there. Let's go on board with Heck now. Going up to turn 3. 26.8, going through to turn 5. Pretty neat actually, much better than Arthur did it. Going through to turn 6. Could have gone a throw maybe a bit earlier, but nothing too concerning. To turn 7 now. Hits the apex as well. And then the long straight again. Scary is one of the hardest bits around this track. Turn 8, turn 9, and 10. Yeah, I've done this well, I think. Kai is also on a lap. It's going into turn 11. It's not been the best lap, but it's not been by far the worst. As he comes across the line, it is going to be, takes the inside line, a 1:20.8. A very quick lap actually there for Hecht. Puts him up to P3. Still 0.8 off Arthur though, so this will be really interesting to watch as we see Reds coming into pits. We got New Zealand Cam, who has taken Ascari a bit too flat, I think, and it has cost him a spin. Does he have enough? Okay, he does have enough time. He has a lot of time actually to come back into pits and put a new set of softs on if he wants to, or he can carry on with this lap. He indeed comes into the pits. I am not surprised about that. TKM King comes is on a lap again, so let's see how he does going through. I think turn 9. He's gone very wide. Invalidations, no thank you for him. He goes through turn 10 for Ascari. Pretty scruffy, but for some reason the game has not invalidated him, as far as I'm aware, so he will take that massive time gain. And this could put him on pole. We will see. As he comes across the line, it's going to be a 120.2, 2/10 off Arthur, as Funky Fox starts this lap, so let's watch on board with him, I reckon. As going into turn 1, again, can take more curb, but I think the driver's consequences is that you take too much and you invalidate, take too little and you lose time, so it's about finding that medium and getting it through. Anyway, first sector split, 1/10 up on his personal best, as Snookster 07 has joined the session, going through, I think, turn 6. Didn't invalidate somehow there, into turn 7, and then onto the long straight again. He has got a AlphaTauri of King ahead of him. Nice little slipstream, I'm sure. 4/10 up now. Goes for Ascari. Will he invalidate? He does. Unfortunate. 4/10 would have been pole position as it stood. So he will be quite annoyed about that. I wonder if he will go again, or if he will come into the pits, put one more set of softs, or not. We will see. We also have Reflection, who's out on track. Funky Fox is staying out, losing a lap. Let's watch on board with Arthur, who at the moment is down on his lap by 33 milliseconds. Luke has left the session. Was he actually? I don't think he was even meant to be in the session, actually. So, as Arthur is 42 milliseconds up on his own personal best than everyone, realistically. Goes for Ascari, much cleaner than what he did. Pim retires from the session. He knows he has some work to do in the race, starting from P7, which isn't too bad, actually. As Arthur comes through the final corner, as Funky Fox has crashed out, so that is his qualifying over. Where will Arthur put himself? Will he improve? He does, by 2/10, so 119.8, so he knows where he gained that time. I think I know where he gained that time as well. As Heck retires from session, not bad for him, P4. Trying to find people who are on laps. So Cam's starting his lap. A lot of people are retiring earlier, unless there's been desync, which I wouldn't be surprised about. Kaya at the moment, ahead of Carrotfinger. GG's Kaya. We like to see that. He's on another outlap. Oh no, that's Carrotfinger, he's on an outlap. So he'll be on to try and get ahead of Kaya, and probably a few others, I'm sure. We also have, I think, Reflection, who I want to say is starting a lap, but I feel like he might actually just be doing practice and getting used to the track. Because we know what Reflection's like, he likes to start from the back. So we will see. He's done 3 laps now. So if he is actually going to generally do a lap, which he isn't because the DRS is off, so he's just doing some laps, you know, getting used to the track, getting handling all that lot sorted. Anyway, let's watch on board Boetz, who is a second up on his lap. Let's see where this will place him. This could place him ahead of Alpha, I wonder. It does, a 121.3, not a bad lap from him. So Alpha is now coming out of the pits. We also have a car, 2 cars. We have Jono coming into the pits. Kaya, who is staying out. Doesn't improve on his lap. We also have Cam, who's finishing a lap. Didn't realise he was on the lap. 119.882. He is 10 milliseconds ahead of Arthur. So, this now makes the tables turn. We have Snookstar, who is starting a lap as well. We have a Haas of Bowers starting his lap. We have Carrotfinger finishing his lap. He is 3.5 seconds ahead of his personal best, which doesn't surprise me. P5, 120.553, which isn't bad, puts himself ahead of Hecht. Reflection is invalidated again, so he's just doing practice runs, like I said. We've got Reds, who's starting his lap. TK King's on an out lap. Boetz, I don't imagine, is doing another lap. I think that might be his qualifying session over. Oh yeah, there's no way you're getting through another think so. Alpha is on a lap, out lap. Kaya is on a lap, I think. He's going to run out of fuel though. So, not sure what's going on there. We've got so Hamrick's on a lap. Let's see what he can set. When we pole position, it's going to place him P12 or 125, 1.5. We have Vestia on a lap, MCFC on a lap, an out lap. We've got Cam into the pits. So that's his qualifying session over. So in the moment, pole position. However, Arthur and King are all on laps. I wonder if Carrotfinger is going to try and do one more lap, or if he is done for the session. There is big traffic going on there, and that is LR Delta, who has crashed into a wall, and he drove into the wall again to make his front wing dead. That is an awful camera angle. I don't know what he's doing there. Is he getting himself disqualified, I wonder? Yeah, it makes you wonder. Yeah, so he's going to get disqualified. Interesting. We've got Mercedes of Jono starting his lap, but we have this huge kind of gaggle of cars here, who are all starting his lap, including MCFC, who is leading this train with Vessia behind. So he's getting an amazing slipstream there. This could be pole position for him, in all we know. We've got Sir Hamrick, who's coming into the pits, so that's his qualifying session over. TKM King, he's the next one to come across the line. He is 1/10 up on his lap. Let's see where he can place himself. I think this will keep him in P3. However, I'm not 100% certain. It puts him pole, a 119.7, 5/10 gained in the final sector. Wow. Okay, will Arthur have an answer to that? That makes you wonder. Well, Bowers, it says he's 7 seconds off, and it looks like that is his qualifying session over. Vessia, let's see what he can set himself. Has he run out of fuel? I don't know why the shadow flag's coming out. I think he's run out of fuel. Anyway, this leads to the big question and factor. Will Arthur be able to get pole? He goes a bit wide through the final corner. Will he be able to get himself pole? It's a bit of a scrappy, but he throws it into the wall. And he improves, even though he threw it into the wall. I think. Or he matched a slap. One of the two. And that is your qualifying session over, as you can see Billy, who's somewhere reversing in first gear. And that is your qualifying session over, I believe. Yes, it is. Oh, what's happened there? Game? Game? Oh, here we are. So, TKM King takes pole position by near enough 2/10 ahead of Cam, who gets second place over his, I was going to say teammate, his friend Arthur, who by 10 milliseconds. Funky Fox, massive gap between him and the top three in fourth. Carrotfinger 5th. Bowers 6th. Hecht 7th. Only just ahead of Red, who's in 8th. Alpha 9th. Pimp in 10th. Poets 11th. Sir Hamrick 12th. Noja Kaya 13th. And Snookstar, Jono, Camrals, Vessia, MCFC, and Reflection did not set laps. And LR Delta decided he had enough and pulled over to the side and got himself disqualified, meaning he will be starting last place for the Italian Grand Prix. So let's go on to the Discord and see what anyone's kicking off or anything. It doesn't look like anyone is. Actually, someone's been called an idiot, but we don't talk about that. Very nice. So we go into the race. Now, is that wet tyres I see out there? Nope, it's gone now to prime tyres. Okay, that got caught on stream. If you look next to Jono's thing, it's prime tyres, but they were wet tyres. So maybe an indication of the weather to come ahead. I have no idea. We've got a lobby updated. Don't know how a lobby can update in the middle of a session, but it can. So the more you know. Right, so we'll be going to the formation lap now shortly. So let's see what tyres everyone will be starting on. So top 10, obviously starting on softs. They qualified on softs. Boets will be starting on mediums. He is with only two other drivers, Cam Rules and Enoja MCFC, who has had a collision with Reflection going off the line, meaning them to have been incidentally disqualified. So that's already happened, and that's the only thing I can really talk about in this formation lap, because everyone else started on softs, so they've got an easy kind of race now. There's nothing I can do really to speak about apart from these guys weaving about having an enjoyable little time. Will someone hit the grass? We'll see. Is there any talking points we need to talk about? I reckon... Ooh, who's that? That's Kaya, who has gone exploring into the gravel. I think Delta might have a comeback, who is trying to overtake Jono in 15th. I think he might have actually overtaken a few drivers now, hasn't he? I think LR Delta could definitely be... What is he doing? He could definitely be one to watch out for, maybe for a comeback. As he overtakes Jono. Don't understand the point of that. Vesia's definitely one. Cam's definitely one to look out for. Jono maybe as well. He can sometimes throw a surprise. Kaya maybe, he's up in 14th. Pimb as well, up in P10. However, I think the front three are definitely the main ones we're going to be looking out for, as we see Arthur, who overtook Funky Fox on the grass there. As who's that in the wall? That's Pimp, who has hit the wall. He's had a collision with Jono somewhere. Oh no, that's two different incidents. Alpha and Pimp has had a collision, as so has Jono and Cam Rules. So that has happened. So we get going as the drivers go to the line. We have, is that Snookstar and Vesia, who are really leaving it late to make it to the grid today. Maybe a potential something to look at for the stewards, but maybe not. Vesia thought he was doing cool, but if anything, he's actually messed up now because he's gone too quickly, and Snookstar has now got the upper hand in terms of warm tyres. So we have for these two. I don't know why they were behind Reflection and LR Delta, and actually no, that's fine. So that's that. We will now hopefully get going to this race without any glitches. Oh, we already had a glitch. Brilliant. As we go 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights for the Italian Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go. Who gets the better start between King, Cam, and Arthur? There's already two cars going off the track. It is Cam who has taken the lead of the race, going into turn 1. Will Arthur be able to fight back? He brakes later. However, he's missed his braking point. He's going to have to go over the curbs where Max Verstappen went over and nearly killed Lewis Hamilton. Well, in fact, nearly killed him. So Cam leads from Arthur, from King, who's dropped down 2 places already at the start of the race. We have Arthur already looking at a move on Cam. Will we be able to send it up the inside? Will there be contact? Oh, Arthur corner cuts the track, but it's to avoid a collision with Cam, and they make it out alive. So it is New Zealand Cam from Arthur, from TKM King, who is getting under attack from Funky Fox. He is looking right at the AlphaTauri's gearbox. But Arthur is also looking at the back of the Aston Martin's gearbox. We have a yellow flag somewhere. I believe that is MCFC, who has maybe had a spin. It's Reds and Jono are having a little ding-dong battle as well to keep an eye out for. Vesia's overtaken Jono. Jono's gone on to the gravel. I wonder what has happened there. So he's dropping back probably down to last place now, as MCSC will overtake him as well. So yeah, that is Jono, who has now ran over a sponsor sign. That poor sponsor. They spend money on these boards. Meanwhile, we have Arthur using his overtake already to try and get past Cam, as Bowers into the pits. So he could be trying a different strategy to everyone else, maybe have damage. Yellow flags again, it's Jono. As Arthur sends it up the inside of Cam. Cam squeezes Arthur off the track as they go side by side. TKM King has now got all of them, as they had contact there, both losing out. And it's now TKM King who leads from Funky Fox and Carrot Finger, as Cam and Arthur having contact. And it does make you wonder, as now Alpha's trying to have a look on Cam. He's trying to send it up the inside. Not enough room space left for Cam. So already contact for the leaders. That is going to annoy the both of them. Them two are quite good mates, I believe. So I'm sure there's going to be some screaming and party chats maybe later on. But now it's TKM King who now leads the Italian Grand Prix. However, will he be able to finish the race leading? We will see. Because we have Funky Fox, we have Carrot Finger, we still have Cam, Alpha, you know, all these guys all in like a massive slipstream train here. It goes all the way back to like Pimp in 13th. He's had a bit of a shocking start. Meanwhile, we have New Zealand Cam, who has gone round where Charles Leclerc went round. And he's now dropped as he returns on track in a pretty safe zone, actually. Is he going to come into the pits? He doesn't, so he hasn't got front wing damage. Just got a lot of gravel on his tyres. Meanwhile, Alpha and Arthur going side by side. Looks like Alpha might have him covered for this lap. He does. Meanwhile, we have a little fight, maybe potentially for P2. It's so hard keeping up with this. However, so far, it's looking to be TKM who could win this race. However, let's see, let's look at this. Alpha is holding up a little bit of a train here. It goes all the way back down to about 10th place, and it's letting likes of Carrot Finger and Funky Fox and King all pull away here. So Arthur will be wanting to get past Alpha as soon as he can. If there's another yellow flag, it not so Hamrick, it's Pimp who has gone down. So Hamrick is going slowly. I wonder if he's got maybe damage to contend with. I'm not too sure though. He just seemed to have slowed down a lot and he lost a lot of places. He hasn't got any damage. I wonder if he maybe had an incident with Pimp. I didn't know they were close with each other. Let's see what on Bowers, if we can see what happened to Pimp. He has just spun it on that curve, so I don't think Sir Hamrick had anything to do with that. I wonder if there's maybe a separate incident. Anyway, so we take a breather now as we start lap 4. I believe, yeah. I think we're getting going now. It seems that Arthur's burning his ERS already before the virtual safety car's even done. Camrose comes into the pits. Hamrick stays out, so not too sure what's happening there. So maybe he will. Oh, that's Alpha who's made a mistake. That is surely going to be Arthur's place. However, Alpha will have the better run. But it's, I think, yep. Arthur's burning his ERS. Alpha is now, but it's a bit too late to really. He's going to burn it more. He's going to try and send it here. He's going to try and go around the outside. Will he be able to make it stick? Oh, he squeezes Arthur onto the curb, but he had the right to the corner. Arthur's now going to try and send it on Alpha, who they go side by side. Who's going to make it out ahead? I think it might be Arthur here. Ooh, Alpha's going to try and squeeze him. It's been left enough room. These guys are very clean racing here. They're going side by side now onto the straight. Who's got the DRS? No one does. I don't know why they don't have DRS. Well, one of them might, but no one's using it. And it's going to go side by side into a scurry. This is surely not going to work. And it doesn't. It is Arthur who gets squeezed off into the grass. And he's gone round. And he's into the wall. And that is him out of the race. And he will not be impressed with that. Will that be a safety car? It will. And I'm sure there will be many discussions with Arthur. Oh, and he is now... Yep, we have to cut the cameras for that. Unsurprising. That was going to turn very violent. TKM King thinking about going to the pits. Alpha pits. So there will be, I'm sure, many words to the FIA later about that incident. However, that wasn't Arthur's first incident, was it? That was his little tap with Cam squeezing him into the gravel, as the Alpine's double stack is cost hecked time, which will sooner or later cause New Zealand Cam to lose even more time here. He is going to drop right down. He drops all the way down to P14. He's behind the likes of LR Delta now. Reflection's right behind him as well. So that has really, really cost him. And even Hecht as well has kind of been affected a bit by that as well. Bowers comes out in P11. Without any issues. Cam rules. He comes out behind his teammate, as everyone has caught up to safety car. This is going to be interesting though, because now we've got some on hards and some on soft, some on medium. So everyone's on completely different strategies now. So yeah, this will get interesting, I'm sure. But it is kicking off in the chat with the incidents. Yeah, that incident could cost the likes of Arthur maybe a championship. I don't know what the championship standings looks like. Let's get the standings up. I can't show you it, unfortunately, because I still haven't set my PS5 up to my PC, and I'm not seeming to want to at the moment. So, as it stands, Funky Fox is your championship leader. From Carrot Finger, who's quite a while off. As it stands, Funky Fox will extend his championship lead. Hex MP3 in the standings, who at the moment in 9th, so he maybe wants to get a move on. His teammate Cam, at the moment in 14th, is in P4, only 2 points behind Hex, so we see Kaya coming into the pits with a 5-second time penalty to his name. Tech, aka Alpha, is in P7 at the moment. He's in 5th on the standings. Reflection, who's at the moment in 14th place, not having the best race. In 6th in the championship, Rooney, who I believe isn't racing tonight. I haven't seen his name pop up, so he isn't racing. He's in 7th. MCFC is somehow in 8th. Despite the fact he's in 16th at the moment, he's having a quite shocking race. And then it's Arthur, who has been fighting for the lead quite a bit since he's joined. And if he won, he could have jumped all the way up to 8th. But because of that one incident, it's going to cost him dear in the standings, I'm sure. Vessia is in P11 in the standings at the moment. He is doing very well in P4, however, he has not pitted, so we have to bear that in mind. Boats is in 12th in the standings. He's on mediums at the moment. He hasn't also not pitted. He's in 6th. Kavudi, or Cad, sorry, he's racing. I don't believe he is. No, he isn't. So Hamrick is in 14th place. He's at the moment 9th in the race, so he's not having a bad race. Snookstar, who is driving in the McLaren today, that might be a penalty for that, because he's meant to be in the AlphaTauri. Tom Moe isn't racing, he's in 16th. Jono, he DNF'd early on this race. Cam Rules is in 18th place in the standings at the moment. He's in 15th, so no points for him as it stands. And LR Delta is in 19th place. At the moment 12th in the race, so he won't be complaining about that. Pim, I don't know who Pim is. I want to say that's Pimp, but I don't think it is, because he should be in Williams. Anyway, let's get back to racing. I think we should. As King going quite slowly for the start, just gonna pounce, and he pounces indeed. Funky Fox, he knew it was coming though. So did Carrotfinger, so did Vessia, who has had a very good start so far. So has Funky Fox though. Will he think about making a move? He won't. Vessia is though, he's going to try and send it on Carrotfinger. It was a bit of a risky move, and now Snookster's been able to sneak up his inside. As there's yellow flags again, it's Hector who's gone round this time. But Vessia stays ahead. Oh, Snook's going to actually try and fight us back here. Oh, hang on, we go back to this fight. Snook gets Vessia 4P4. Vessia's gone very wide on the curb. That lets Alpha through. Pretty simple move there. Well, LR Delta going for a move on the reds. Ah, but he's hit his sideboard there. 3 wide. Why are they going 3 wide through there? I did not even realise Cam was there. I think that was Reflection who was also getting involved there. What is going on here? Why is Cam going for a move there? I think he might have thrown wing damage of some sort. He's understeered right off the track. He's now got Cam Rules, who's going to... There's 2 Cams fighting as they are going to try and... Cam Rules going to try and send it on Cam. He does. The Cams go side by side, and it is Cam Rules who gets ahead of New Zealand Cam. That's been a fight I've been waiting for this whole season. As Reflection now going to try and make a move on LR Delta. It's all kicking off down behind. There's something going on ahead as well, I believe, with Alpha and Vessia. As Reflection going to try and make the move, LR Delta's going to try and leave him space. And it looks like LR Delta loses the place. Will Cam Rules... Oh, the 2 Cams go side by side again. I didn't expect this. They go side by side. And I think it is going to be Cam Rules who's just about defends. However, New Zealand Cam back in the slipstream. Will he be able to maybe send it on the inside? Cam has nowhere to go. He moves under braking a bit there, but there wasn't really anything he could do. I think that's Snookstar who's gone round. So he is not... I don't know where that's happened, but it's happened somewhere. As Cam Rule's going to try and make it past Snookstar. They get side by side. Is New Zealand Cam going to try and have a look? He isn't. Oh, he's going to try and send it on. Cam Rules backs off it. Oh, now he's going to fully send it. That would be a move and a half if you can make that count, and it kind of did work. Snooks is going to try and have a go at the 2 founders now. kind of having a little squabble here. Snookster is on the soft tyres though, so you'd expect... Oh, what a move. But I think LR might have let him through there, you'd hope. New Zealand Cam now having a look on Delta. Will Delta try and fight it? He's not really now. He's kind of just allowing it to happen. So, finally catch my breath again. Meanwhile, let's go up to the front. Bowers and Alpha. See if these two can maybe have a little squabble for us. For P5 in this race. No one has got a penalty apart from Kaya, which is a speeding penalty. Bowers better exit than Alpha. Alpha knows that Bowers is going to have to pit again, so... Oh, he's actually trying to fight it here. As MCFC and Delta try side by side, however Delta pits. And Alpha's just turned into Bowers. Right, so if this is tech, he's going to report Bowers for that. Despite the fact that was totally a normal fine move. He needs to leave space, Alpha does. I'm just saying that now. And I hope he's listening to this, because... Race properly, man! Anyway, Reflection makes a move on Boetz for P8, so that is job done for him. He's on mediums at the moment. I wonder if he's going to try and make that the whole race. This Boetz is dropping down the order. I wonder if he's maybe got front wing damage, as now New Zealand Cam comes at him. And he goes past him for P10. Cam back into the points. As it stands, he will probably get hecked in the championship for P3, I think it is. As it stands though, it will be this man, Funky Fox, who will carry on leading the championship from Carrot Finger. Them two, the two title rivals really of the season. Gonna be fighting it out, I'm sure. As yeah, any more fights going on? Top 3 pit. Okay, now this makes things interesting. Funky Fox is getting a lot of time on King actually, going into the pits. Will anyone else follow suit though? As Reds has retired on the straight there. As it's TK, they come out all in one normal bit. However, I say that Funky Fox very close to TKM King, as I think Boas has gone off. Yes, he has. In turn 2, he'll come out ahead of Kaya. So it is now Vessia who has your provisional lead from Bowers from Alpha, who is technically your net leader of this race potentially. From Sir Hamrick, who's in a net P2. Snookster in P5. Reflection in P6. He's got a little train coming up ahead. As we can see, New Zealand Cam having a look on Reflection. Will Reflection try and defend? You sure will. Hope he will. But it looks like he just can't do anything at the moment. You know, he's got DRS. He might as well wait for the next straightaway. He can maybe pounce back. Hecht overtakes MCFC for P9. He has gained a load of places all of a sudden. As we can see, Snookster having a go at Hamrick. Hamrick just doesn't bother and just lets him through, because he knows Snookster is on the soft tyres. What is the point in that? I don't understand why that's going after. I'm going to turn the spectator menu off, because I believe I can see tyre wear if I turn it off, so I am interested. As Carrot Finger overtakes Kaya. So Hamrick going to have a look on Snookster here. Is he going to go for it? They go side by side. You hope they don't have contact. Oh, Hamrick's done what Max did, and that is contact. Luckily, not as big contact as what happened in the real life Grand Prix. However, I'm sure Snook is not going to be happy about that. Very silly move from the same exact car. Bear in mind, Sir Hamrick now has got a little bit of a train behind him. He will hope to pull away from that. So it is now Vessia from Bowers, from Alpha, from Cam, from Reflection, from Hamrick, from Snookster, who's overtaken Cam Rules for P7. What's going on at the bottom? We have Funky Fox, who's came into the pits again for a set of mediums. I wonder if he's maybe had a collision with someone we haven't been able to see. Maybe a collision with TKM King, or Carrot Finger, who's now leading this race if everyone else pits again. So I don't know where that happened. I don't know why I haven't seen that, but I haven't. So yeah, as Vessia now pits into goes into pits. I'm presuming for mediums, you'd expect. As Hecht having a look at Cam as Snookster comes into the pits. These two go side by side. Does Hecht have enough straight line speed? Backs out of it. So that move is out of the door. Meanwhile, TKM King overtakes Carrot Finger for P9. As Cam Rules has now gone into the gravel. Not sure what's happened there. I wonder if he's been squeezed off by Hecht. I think it was he was fighting. Yeah, so we have 15 laps to go in this race. As Billy going into the gravel there a little bit. It's a very mixed up order. I don't know who's actually in places and who isn't. People like Reflection who pitted and Boets who pitted on to mediums when that safety car came out. I don't know if their tyres will make it. It's very odd to say the least. As Cam is trying to get catch up to Alpha. Now Cam should know that after what happened with Alpha, Tech is very hard to pass, and that is Snookstar who has gone into the wall. Could that be a safety car for the front wing, which will be on the track? Don't think so. Vesta gets a 3-second time penalty. He's in P12 at the moment. He's the first 3-second penalty of the race. So maybe we'll get more penalties. So Snookstar will drop down to about last place. Well, in fact, he will be last place. Meanwhile, we got New Zealand Cam and VR Alpha having a little ding-dong battle for P2. As it stands, though, Alpha defends off Cam. Will Cam use some ERS to maybe try and get Alpha back? Looks like Alpha is already burning his ERS, so not on this occasion. He won't. Just want to say, the gap from Reflection to Hamrick shows a lot. I think Burbis has gone off again. He has, into turn 1. Don't think that's anything concern for anyone, though, unless he joins on the track nastily. Snookster comes into the pits again. Funky Fox sets the fastest lap of the race. As Cam having a look at Alpha again. Doesn't look like he will be able to make the move, though. He'll wait for the next straight. Meanwhile, this does help Bowers a bit. I know Bowers will need a pit soon. However, as that's a free, Cam Rules has gone off. How has he gone off on a straight? That makes you wonder. Now, this will help Bowers, who will be able to pit now. He's just got it spot on. He will be able to pit onto setup mediums. And happy days for him. Alpha follows through, and so will New Zealand Cam. Will Reflection join? He does. So Hamrick has Vesta's got a drive-through penalty, comes into pits. Hecht comes into pits. Everyone is piling into the pit lane. What will TKM King do, though? He's only just recently got game into the pits for mediums. He stays out. So does Carrotfinger. So does Vestia. There's a few swaps onto softs. Now that does surprise me, because the softs are what I'm seeing lasting about 10 to 13 laps. It all depends. Kaya stays out. He will overtake most of these guys. He will come out ahead of Billy, but not ahead of Sir Hamrick. So it's TKM King, your leader again, from Carrotfinger, from Bowers, who has had the goatest strategy call of anything in P3. Vestia is in P4. Alpha, who has decided to go onto soft tyres, is in P5. He could be feeling very confident that his softs will make it, or he's doubting his life choices and thinking, my softs are not going to make it, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. New Zealand Camp has also pitted on the softs. Reflection and Sir Hamrick have gone on the softs. Cam went on to mediums, sorry, I don't know if I said softs or mediums. Kai has stayed out on hards in P9. Billy, or MCFC, has gone on to mediums. Hecht's gone on to softs. Funky Fox stays on mediums. Bowitz is in 13th with hard tyres. However, if I was him, I would pit again for the softs. I'm going to say. I'm going to agree with Tech. LR Delta also on softs. Nookstar also on softs. So, as it stands, it is going to be a very spicy end to the race, I think. Anyway. We could see more collisions, we could see more everything, quite literally. So this will be interesting, I reckon. just going to get the Discord up to see what everyone is saying. I did forget to post the stream in the chat. I really apologise about that. Reds apparently took himself out as Billy and Funky Fox pit again. I'm presuming they're going on to softs. They won't lose any places apart from LR Delta, so not the biggest loss in the world there. Billy's gone on... I know. Get that back. I'm just going to quickly share the stream into the Discord. I forgot to do so. Stream links, sorry. Send that. Maybe get myself a few more viewers, you know. So Snookster has now lost place. However, these guys are all on softs. Burbits has gone on to hards. I really don't understand why. However, it could potentially work. I'm not 100% certain. It depends, really. If everyone crashes out ahead, he's got a master plan. But I reckon mediums, especially like Cam over here, who's on mediums, they'll make it easily. I mean, Bowers, he couldn't really go on much because I think he started on softs, pitted on softs again, and then he's had to go on mediums. So he's had no choice but to go onto these if he wants any chance of getting any good result. We know how he's Mr. Consistent, so he won't get a penalty in my books. Vesia on 2 laps old mediums could work out for him as well. Safety cars in the lap, very late call. I think Alpha could have a chance of winning this race if he does drive cleanly and if he doesn't go for any stupid moves or not leaves people room. Anyway, TKM King is going to get us off in this race. When will he go? Is the question. I think he might have gone. He has gone. And Carrotfinger has gone with him. Meanwhile, Vesi's had an incredible start. He has already overtaken Bowers into P3. He is going to be on a charge here. He will want to get past these top 2, and he wants to do it quickly, as New Zealand Cam has decided to absolutely destroy every single board in existence and gain himself a 5-second time penalty. He's gone right off track into P8 now. He is now really screwed because he's now going to have to carry mediums up the grid while these guys are on softs. So Hamrick's just bashed into the back of Reflection. We have, I think, spins going on left, right and centre, including LR Delta. Bowers, he's dropped down all the way down to P12. I'm not sure what's happened to him. I think LR Delta's lost his front wing somewhere, so I'm not sure what's happened here. I wonder if maybe someone's outbroken themselves, maybe Delta. Into Cam or Bowers. I'm a bit confused on how this all happened, really. Because the grid, I thought Cam had desync and dropped, but he hadn't. I didn't even see it on my screen. So that is an awful view. Now that's a beautiful view. But meanwhile, TKM King has already gained near enough 1.5 seconds ahead of Carrotfinger already. Amazing job so far from him. It's led near enough the whole race. Vessi is into the pits. Why has he got front wing damage, I wonder? I can't see any. He's came into the pits though. Snookstar also has. I presume LR Delta will. He's taken a drive-through. Oh, we got a drive-through, didn't he? Meanwhile, we got Funky Fox making a move on MCFC. So that's him up to P8. We have Hecht. Maybe I'm going to look at Sir Hamrick. Cam is struggling though. After him dropping back even further than he already didn't need to, he's had to drop back, and he's now got a 3-second time penalty to add to that 5 seconds. MCFC has also got a 3 seconds, so this is really not looking good for New Zealand Cam as it stands. He will hope for another safety car and hope everyone else pits for another set of softs at this rate, because otherwise he has really got himself in a sticky situation. Meanwhile, it is looking very good for Alpha and Reflection, who has caught up to Carrotfinger. Meanwhile, there's yellow flag going on, so Hamrick is going a bit slowly. I don't think that was what the yellow flag was for. I'm not too sure though. I wonder if he maybe went into the gravel for a bit, as Hecht is maybe getting overtaken by his teammate here. Bit of a weird send that. I tried it once, and spun. You don't want to be sending it there. Did I just see Hecht with half front wing? No, he hasn't. Cam has now overtaken his teammate. His teammate's got slipstream though, so Sir Hamrick's going to try and defend Cam, who's touching the grass. He loves the grass today, doesn't he? He can't make the move though. Carrotfinger and Alpha, meanwhile, side by side. It's like these two going side by side. Who's going to get the better run? It looks like surely Alpha will. Ran himself way too wide into the grass, and he's oh, I can't be arsed. How am I meant to commentate on this? Oh, he ran himself into the grass, and he has cost himself a potential win, and he's now squeezed Cam off, and his Hecht smashed into Cam. Oh, it's gonna have to be a harsh penalty for Alpha there. That was disgusting. Meanwhile, Reflection makes his way past Carrotfinger, and he will now be on the charge to try and catch TKM King. Alpha is being disgusting with everyone. What is he doing? He's now near enough to taking out Funky Fox. Why is he driving so dirty all of a sudden? I have no idea. He's probably just lost his head, but he needs to calm down. Because as it stands, he could be potentially facing a league ban if he tries to take out anyone else. Because this is just disgusting from me. He's taken out Cam, Hecht, now near enough Funky Fox. Funky Fox now on the run on Alpha, as Hecht now has to pick because of the front wing damage he got from his teammate. Funky Fox gets past Alpha, weaving his wheel in frustration. Alpha is now just squeezing him off. What is he doing? And that is more contact, and now it's Alpha into the wall. What is he even doing anymore? Cam retires from the session. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what Alpha is doing. We're gonna have to contact VAR, I'm sure, because this is just shocking. And he's gonna get some sort of, surely at least a quali ban, if not harsher, because what I've just seen there is like if you were going to take out two drivers in real life. That's like, it kind of done what Funky Fox gets to drive through. That's going to really annoy him. It's kind of like if Mazepin was to take... Funky Fox is fuming, and quite frankly, I don't blame him. If Perez, Austria, for example, just completely loses his head in the cockpit, and it's cost a few drivers really good races, such as Funky Fox, such as Cam. Ah, it's ridiculous. I'm sure there's gonna have to be some sort of... I don't even know, I'm shocked. I did not expect that from Tech, but here we are. Vettel's up to P8 now, which is good for him. So Hamrick is now chasing down Reflection. However, he has got a penalty, so... will Reflection be able to catch up to TKM King? He's had an incredible race. And yeah, as Kaya gets overtaken by Funky Fox, who I'm sure, if I was Funky Fox, I would generally be losing my head as well. He's managed to keep calm, and I have full respect for him. So yeah, Sir Hamrick has overtaken Reflection. Meanwhile, I'm sorry for missing that out. And yeah, meanwhile, Reflection maybe having a look on Sir Hamrick. What's going on? As Reflection going for the move on Sir Hamrick. These guys maybe want to stop squabbling and try and catch TKM King up, because that's a potential win they could be missing out on. Anything else happening in the Battle Worlds? I don't think so. Hamrick gonna try and get Reflection. No. Funky Fox pits again. I wonder if he's maybe going to give up for tonight. It'll be really disappointing to see him retire because he's had a pretty decent comeback. And it's been ruined because people don't leave room and people don't help anyone. It's really disappointing to see. And honestly, well, there's always someone who's taking people out, and it's so annoying. As Hamrick's gone off into the grass, that's given Carrotfinger a decent run. Don't think there's going to be any moves from Carrotfinger though. There isn't. Carrotfinger's getting a bit squabbly on the front. There's Hex passes Kai as he tries to make himself back into the points. We've got 5 laps to go. As it stands, it will be TKM King's race. Big shout out to Reflection, who at the moment is my driver of the day. Incredible comeback. However, will anyone spoil his party for second place? We will see. Hamrick is really trying to get Reflection here. I know these 4, top 4, are all mates and are all on a party right now, I believe. So they will be communicating with each other. So let's say Hamrick had a crash with Carrotfinger, there would be some screaming in the chat, and there would definitely be some words been said. That's for sure. Explicit words, probably. As Billy, by the way, Noja MCFC, up in P5, could he maybe get Carrotfinger? He's had a great comeback as well. He was spinning off and everything in turn 1 to start the race, and he's up in P5. I'm sure he ain't going to complain. Bowers, by the way, as well. He's chilling in P6. I know it's not been the best race from him, but considering we went off after the safety car, if I was him, I wouldn't complain. Snooks has gone off. I wonder if that could be a potential penalty. Safety car. I don't think it is. That's a very odd place to go into a wall. That's the safety car. I think we're going to get green flag running again. So that's good. We will carry on having this beautiful race. As Carrotfinger is maybe getting a bit under pressure here from MCFC, as Reflection's gone quite deep. Will Reflection, Hamrick be able to get Reflection? I do wonder. I don't think he will. I think he's going to sit back and relax for this 1 lap. However, I'm sure Hamrick will be saying to Reflection, look, I've got a penalty, just let me through. Let me get the gap to Carrotfinger, to MCFC, and just go through. And Reflection will obviously say, no, you have to pass him. You're not teammates, get on with it. So, yeah, we will see how it goes. Meanwhile, let's go back to Alpha. By himself. I hope you're proud of yourself, son. Oh, who's that? Wait, who's that? Who's that in the background? That's a Haas. Oh, Funky Fox has been lapped. That's really a shame. I really am annoyed about that incident. Funky Fox will be able to get fastest lap. Good on him. As he's now fighting King, ghosted. Why not? You might as well. You go lap car. No one's bothering King at the moment. Unless he completely distracts him, I have no issue with it. If there's a massive battle for the win, then obviously I would complain. But because, yeah. As Hamrick's trying to get the best exit here on Reflection, it's just not getting it. Yeah, it's quite a neat little battle though we've got here for P3 and P2. Hamrick has got a good run on Reflection, who is low on ERS. Maybe a bit of pressure from Reflection here. He's made a little mistake there. I wonder if he's just trying to minimise getting a penalty. I'm sure he really is wanting to get this P2. And if he gets a penalty, he would drop down to P4 because of Carrotfinger. These guys need to be careful though, because Reflection could easily back these guys up to Bowers and then really compromise these guys. So Hamrick having to move on. Reflection, will Reflection try and hang it around the outside? Oh, he's going to try it. Oh, he's been squeezed off. Carrotfinger's now going to try to take the place. Oh, it's going to be a bit of contact. And I don't think there's going to be anyone spinning off. Somehow they went side by side in Ascari. I've got to give him credit for it. Meanwhile, Alex Carrotfinger is going to try and make the move on Reflection. Reflection's going to try and fight it back. So of course he will. It's P3 here at least. Maybe in P2 with Hamrick's penalty. And now MCFC has made it past Carrotfinger, who's now got a great run on Reflection, who's now going to be taking P3 in this race. Carrotfinger's now making a move on Reflection. He's getting completely mugged off, down to P5. He has just gone from 2nd to 5th in a space of about 45 seconds, if that. Wow. Meanwhile, we have Kaya, who I believe has gone off track somewhere. I'm not too sure what's happened here. Will we see any more overtakes? We have 2 laps to go. As it stands, it will be Carrotfinger who will get P2. Reflection will get P3 still, even despite these penalties. However, I'm sure if I was Reflection, I wonder if his tyres are maybe starting to die off a bit here. Here's where Carrotfinger's tyres could come into play, because they won't be as worn as Reflection's, and rightly so. Reflection does seem to be struggling a bit. Snookster has left the session. He retired obviously a bit earlier on. Boetz has now pitted. He knows he probably won't be able to catch anyone else up. As MCFC trying to make a move on Hamrick. I wonder if Hamrick just squeezed him a bit there. Yeah, these softs are definitely dying. See, I did mention this. I said these softs will soon die, and it is starting to show. These guys are starting to understay everywhere, and I wonder if maybe puncture territory. I don't know. We will see. I think everyone's really understeer and struggling out here at the moment. You know, it can't be like fuel's just making them understeer. It's generally that much tyre wear for everyone. Bowers, he's catching up quickly. He might be able to get these guys at... Oh, Hamrick, that was very dangerous. And Hamrick has now missed his break-in point. That would be another 3 seconds. Yep, 5 seconds in fact. That was really squeezy. He shouldn't have really done that, if I'm going to be quite frankly honest. Reflection's going to try and have a look at potential Carrotfinger. However, it's not to be so far. I'm just going to chat up again. Funky Fox and LR Delta on a little squabble for the wooden spoon, you might as well. We have got just under 2 laps to go now. As there's yellow flags, it looks like LR Delta's been spun off. He is now a lap down. Shame for him. He was looking like maybe a good race, but maybe not, as MCFC is pushing to try and get to Hamrick. He will still get P4, MCFC, because of Hamrick's 5 second that he got just the last lap. It's Reflection who we really should be keeping an eye on if he can catch Carrotfinger, as MCFC really pushing. I don't know why. I don't think he's going to LR Delta retires in the pit lane. But yeah, I really don't understand why MCFC is pushing as much as he can, because... Oh, actually saying that, he could lose Bowers, actually. I didn't realise that. Bowers could be still on for P4 here. In fact, he's looking likely. Meanwhile, though, it is this man who's going to be your race winner. And yeah. It's yellow flags everywhere. Just lap cars and things getting in, spinning and things. So Hamrick, oh, he's got a bit wobbly there. MCFC, he still wants to get this on track. So I do wonder if he could potentially do so. He's going to get the DRS on this straight. He's going to put everything in it, surely. So Hamrick is as well, but MCFC with the DRS, will he send it into Ascari? I think he might, you know. Here he goes, side by side, these guys go. Hamrick's going to try and brake later. He squeezes him off in through Ascari. Hamrick gets compromised, which also compromises Alex Carrotfinger, and it's Carrotfinger who will take P3 away. Meanwhile, it is going to be TKM King who will be your race winner. Meanwhile, great race from TKM King. It is Sir Hamrick who just about defends Carrotfinger off for it on track, but meanwhile, it will be Carrotfinger who will still take P2 in this race. Reflection, amazing comeback in P3. Bowers takes P4 after catching these guys up at the end. MCFC will take P5. I'm sure he will still not complain about that. So Hamrick drops down to P6 with all the penalties. What a last lap there. And it will be Vestia who will take P7 on track, but Hecht will take it. Yep, as Vestia did throw it into the wall. So Hecht P7, Vestia P8. Alpha will finish on track in P9, however, I can't imagine that staying. I can imagine Kaya might take P10. Not good race from Alpha at all there. as Kaya goes wide for the final corner. You might as well. He will take points again. Congratulations to him. I think he'll take it anyway, unless he's have mental penalties. Funky Fox takes P12. Very unlucky for him. I feel really bad for him. Boats will take the final place in P11. Only 12 people finishing the race out of the 20 who, who started. So we'll see you next week in Belgium. Just incredible. You can see TKM King there. He has absolutely smashed this race. Tonight, you'd thought maybe after the safety car it might have been a bit hit or miss for him. Maybe got screwed, but no, he's driven incredibly today, and you've got to give him full credit. He's been probably the cleanest out of everyone, and he's just smashed it from start to finish. Carrotfinger as well also smashed it, so has Reflection. Top 5, done incredible today. So Hamrick as well, I guess you could say as well, despite maybe running wide a bit too much. Hecht, getting very unlucky with his teammate being in the way in P7. Vessia will take P8, I'm sure, starting from 17th. Alpha, I'm not even going to talk about him. Kaya, incredible race, up to P10, beating 3 cars. He ain't going to complain about that. Boet's P11, not too sure what happened to him. I believe he just got maybe too excited on traction and he just had a few spins. Funky Fox, very unlucky after the obvious collisions, which I'm not going to carry on mentioning. And LR Delta just got really unlucky as well today. And Snookstar, New Zealand Cam Rules, Reds, Arthur, Pimp, and Jono are your DNFs for tonight's race. So, that is going to be your race results. I don't even know what to say. Our race was incredible. It had crashes, it had battles, it had strategy, it had everything in it. And I'm so glad to commentate on that. Whether or not I'll be commentating next week, it's now going to be hit or miss whether I'm commentating this week, next week, week after, because I've got a job now, so it all depends on the hours I get. However, I do hope to do some comms in the future, because I do enjoy doing these comms, and I'm happy that this one I go out in a bang, if anything. So yeah, that is your race results for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this stream. Apologies if I've not been the best. I am suffering quite a bit, I'm a bit ill. However, I tried my best, so yeah. We will see you all next week, though, for Belgium. I don't know if it'll be me commentating, if it will be someone else. I hope it's me, though, because I do enjoy these comms. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Yeah, it's been a pleasure commentating these last few races, and I will see you all next time. Good night.